Yo, 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 it is your boy Poetics. We are here today. We're going to make a little soulful boom bap. I don't really know what else we're going to do with that, but I don't know what direction we're going to take it. I just decided I'm going to make a new boom bap beat, and we're going to make a video for it. Subscribe if you like beats. If you're a rapper, producer, I'm going to start doing content on here all the time. So now that I have everything to make quality content, we're going to start knocking it out all the time. So make sure you are subscribed. So the first thing we're going to do is I pulled this sample from Splice. I threw it in Serato sample. And so it's basically, I pitched it down a little bit and then sped it up a little bit. So I'm actually going to speed that up a little bit more. I want to get a little more of a bounce to it. Okay, so now we're going to start laying some drums. One thing I do is I make this personal template where everything's already assigned to a mixer track and it's color coded. Just makes it a lot quicker to put in my drums. So I don't have to like connect every single drum, like it's already connected to a mixer track once I put it in. We're going to add a little bit of a low pass filter just to make it sound a little bit more, a little less aggressive in the mix. And add a little bit of reverb too. You just want a tiny little bit of reverb just to make it, because a problem I have with a lot of snares is they cut them really short so that there's no tail end a lot of the time. And that makes it a problem when you're trying to make the drums sound realistic because they don't have any tail end. Like a real drum, if you hit a real drum, it has a tail end. So we're going to throw a little bit of reverb on there. Okay, so now I'm going to show you a technique that I do for a lot of my Boombap Hi-Hats. So what I'm going to do is I have some hi-hats from a J Dilla kit on Splice. So what a lot of people do is they will just put it so it's every 2 notes. But that sounds really stale. So what I do is I find different ones from the same kit and I layer them. And then we're going to assign them all to the same hi-hat mixer track. We're going to throw a little DAW cassette on there. That's just going to make it sound even more crushed. Okay, so now we're going to add a kick. What I like to do is I generally get kicks from internet money packs just because they'll have quality sounds. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the melody, and I'm going to go ahead and throw a high pass filter and cut out a lot of the low end. And then we're going to go back in here and we're going to register the key, which is F minor. So now what we're going to do is get an 808 going. So this is something I like to do. A lot of producers will just take like soul loops and they'll just keep the bass that was already in the loop. But I like to cut out the bass and then add my own bass, just so I can make it real dope. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to Control C the kick pattern and then throw it in here. Control V to paste it. And then we're going to do Control L to lengthen it. So that makes it so all the notes are completely full. And then I already have it set, so when I put it in the 808, it already has an envelope, so I don't have to put an envelope on it. So what I'm doing right now is the F minor scale. I'm making it so my 808s match that scale. So we have a C and an F and a D sharp. Yeah, so that sounds great. So you're going to want to make sure your 808s are tuned always to whatever the key is. And if you're doing soul, it's a little hard sometimes to get that quite right, because people will do, in like soul and jazz, they'll do stuff outside of the key. So you just want to make sure that you have your 808 sounding really good melodic wise in there to where it's adding to the sample. Okay, so now I'm going to find an open hi-hat. Okay, so I'm going to go back to some open hi-hats I got that are a little more boom-bappy, and I'm going to pitch them down. Now we're just going to find a little bit of some other percussion to add in there to just get a little bit more variety. Okay, so I like that shaker, but I don't want all those shakers. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this in Edison. I'm going to cut it out so it's just one note. Okay, so now we're going to add a low pass and a high pass. So now what we're trying to do is make this sound a little less abrasive. And we're also going to, while we're at it, get some vinyl effects to throw in there, make it sound a little bit more realistic. A little more 90s, a little more boom bap. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, then let's throw an EQ on there. And then what I do is I take the limiter and I cut out the peaking frequencies that are going way higher. So we have the same vinyl effect, but it doesn't take up as much of the mix.
Poetics, bring the drums in.
Yeah, so that's sounding super good. So now what we're going to start doing is structuring out the rest of the song. So we have... Okay, so the drums come in at about 13 seconds, so we'll give about 30 seconds for the chorus. That seems good. Okay, so now we're going to cut this. So we're structuring out the beginning of the verse. So what I do is I imagine in my head the rapper coming in and rapping right when the verse starts. So what do I want? I want the first line of the verse to be something they say that's really memorable and like sticks out. So, because they just had the whole chorus, they're doing like some melodies or something, then the verse comes in. Whatever they say at the beginning has to be really important. So I just will cut out everything right there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do the same pattern, but we're going to make it slightly different. So we're going to have the kick in there. So there's going to be no kick for the first 2 bars, and then the kick comes in. Okay, so then we're going to have the 808 coming after that, but we're going to do a complete cut right here so they can have a really memorable moment when they're rapping. Someone up on a bang, I got a gym on my way, I'm gonna throw a bang. Yeah, that sounded dope. So we're going to paste that over again. Now what we're going to do is after 8 bars of the verse, we're going to start building it back into the chorus. So to have everything hit in the chorus, you got to take out stuff. So what we're going to do is for the last 4 bars, we're going to completely take out the snare. And then we're going to have the kick and 808 come out about halfway through. And then one cut at the very end of everything. So you're going to see right up here, we're going to start from right here so you can hear the verse, how it's going to slowly, parts are going to cut out of it. And that's going to make it so that when the chorus comes back in, it's hitting hard. so you can hear right there, like we made the whole verse stand out without adding any new instruments or any drums that weren't already in it. So it sounds dope without making it sound complicated. Because a lot of artists don't want a bunch of new things coming in when they're just trying to rap, you know. And boom bap is all about just rapping. They're not trying to do any like Lil Uzi rhymes or anything too melodic. They're a lot of the time they're just trying to rap. So, and then we're gonna put 4 bars just for a little outro at the end. So we structured it out as an intro, 8-bar chorus, 12-bar verse, 8-bar chorus, 12-bar verse, 8-bar chorus, and then we have an outro, and it's right at about 3 minutes, so that's pretty perfect. So yeah, hopefully this helps some people I know. I know a lot of people love boom bap that follow me because I do a lot of lo-fi and boom bap. So hopefully this helps someone, and hit me up on Instagram if you're trying to collab with me or you're trying to cop some beats. Hit me up and let's get you a beat. So yeah, hit me up.